Assalamu alaikum, Sayyidi.
Walaikum salam.
Sayyidi mentioned holding Naqshbandi zikr with reference to khalwa in the presence of Grand Sheikh Dagestani. Would contributions to the Mawlid also be acceptable?
Mentioned holding what?
Reference to the khalwa in the presence of Grand Sheikh, a Naqshbandi Mawlid?
Yes. Yeah, that was the whole concept, that to partake in the blessings, the Shaykh knows that secret, so he makes all the events based on Mawlid. And this broadcast now, its intention is always Milad al-Nabi, that's why the thumbnail, that's why our du'as at the beginning are, Ya Rabbi, we're making intention for Milad al-Nabi and in our heart asking and completing what Shaykh Abdul Faiz al-Dagestani Qaddasallahu Sirruhu has asked of the shaykhs and the students, is make a mawlid with my name as an intention, and as a result of that anyone whom is supporting it, attending it, participating in it, has anything to do with it, sends it, propagates it, then is receiving that light and that blessing in which Mawlana Shaykh Abdul Faiz al-Dagestani Sultan al-Awliya promised that you would receive the benefit of 9 years of seclusion in my presence. So they have immense blessings, immense lights of which the people have really no understanding of what Allah has given to these souls. And these are ancient realities that in the last days Allah would send those realities onto earth. So for malakut, just imagine all of the realities of the heavens, Allah then programmed when these blessed souls would arrive onto earth and the role that they would play for the completion of the cycle of this dunya. So these are immensely powerful souls and have an immense reality, and they carry a tremendous amount of Divinely knowledges because of the proximity of their soul and where Allah from what He created of the Muhammadan haqqaiq and where He brought that light of that soul onto this earth which was created first. So that's why the shaykhs then are encouraging people, support, participate, share it, do something, anything so that you share in its reward. So when people have a good stock and they want to call everybody up, I have this stock, it's about to go really big, and everybody goes around calling and they're all so happy, and that's for dunya. And Allah asks in Holy Qur'an and warns for us in Holy Qur'an that if you partake in a good thing you share in its blessings, and if you partake in a bad thing you will share in its punishments. But unfortunately everybody shares in the bad things because they share whatever bad things that are going around, but awliya come into our lives to promote, no, share the good things. That these things that have immense reality, immense returns, immense faiz. Mushkil Gusha means they take away many difficulties that people don't even know what was coming to them of difficulties, and by means of turning on the mawlid, by means of participating in the mawlid, by means of supporting the mawlid, Allah took many difficulties away. And that's just dunya. When people are only asking, when they go to the king of all creation and they say, what do you want? What do you want? I'm going to ask you for your du'a, what do you want? And everybody lining up making a du'a, and they go to the king and they say, I want hay. And the king said, what? He said, I want hay. He said, you came all the way here to ask for hay? Yeah, hay for my horses. And Mawlana Shaykh would teach that analogy that people are coming to these realities of creation and they're asking for the worst of things. They're only asking for the dunya. My business to be money, my kids to go to school, this dunya, that dunya, whatever you can think of variations of dunya, that's what people are asking. And that's all they want to see as a proof that, I got more money when I donated to these people, or many difficulties they stopped when I participated with their zikrs, but that's all had the dunya. But when they come with intention of I want the heavens Ya Rabbi, that as a result of my participation grant me the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad, grant my soul to be dressed by these lights, grant me to be in the association of these awliyaullah, and they begin to have dreams that they're with them, they're sitting being visited by them. This is something very big. When you're dreaming that your shaykhs are all coming and visiting, and you're visiting here and you're seeing there, they're showing you, yes, you're in our association by means of your participation, not by means of your cleverness, by means of your good efforts, your good actions, your love and your muhabbat. They show you now that you're in their diwan, you're in their associations, you're in their nazar and in their presence. And that's the reality. The dunya part relief, that's fantastic, that's a byproduct, but the real reality is that which is eternal and given to your soul. And these stations and visitations and presences and all of these faiz and energies that are opening, those are for all of eternity. These are for all the lights. Every hasanat that Allah dresses the servant can never be taken away, can never be taken away except by one action. But your badness can increase as much as you want, your badness increase as much as you want, but it never takes away the light that Allah has given to the servant. So So it means with all these hasanats, all these goodness, all these gifts Allah is dressing upon the soul. That's why we try to take them as much as possible, these blessings, these lights, because Yawmatul Qiyamah, Yawmul Mashar, when Allah want to dress, then these lights begin to glow. And the reality of the shaykhs begin to glow, and whom they are and what they represent and what realities they represent, then the student will know with what they have been dressed. Is the only way to lose that light is by backbiting. So when you backbite, Allah will take that hasanat and that goodness, that light that you achieved, and begin to give it to that person whom you had backbitten and talked or slandered. If it's true, it's backbiting. If it's true, it's slandering, which is more severe. And if it wasn't, no, if it's true, it was backbiting. And if it wasn't true and you were lying, you're slandering the person. So both are completely forbidden, and is the greatest way to lose your light. So when you see when Allah wants to pull the plug on someone, just think in our lives when you want to see Allah taking away someone's ni'mat, they come, they do all these things, and maybe they know that, oh, that these lights can never be taken from me, and I go out and act like a lunatic, and they start writing really bad things about shaykhs as if Allah took a big needle in their balloon and your hasanat flowing out of you like you never achieved anything. It's like a sign of divine wrath upon the person, that now you are being punished by Allah because He's actually pulling. Better if you had gone somewhere forbidden and done something forbidden than to do that, because you still would have kept your hasanat. So that has immense reality. People who have immense lights and they achieve immense lights and they sit in zikrs and majlises and they have momentary lapses of cuckoo-ness and they go out and do things is one thing, because they kept their light. But to find someone whom Allah is punishing in a bad way, they actually begin to attack the shaykhs, and that's the sign that all your light is being pulled out of you until you be left with nothing, and your light will be given to the shaykh and returned back as his property. So that's the only danger that the student faces, inshaAllah.